clips from Buddha Gang Time with Prem, reading about how Thich Nhat Hanh said no to spiritual bypassing.
Many of us practice sitting meditation in order to run away from suffering. Because sitting meditation provides us with some stillness, some relaxation, and it helps us to leave behind the world of misery and dispute in order for us to experience some joy and some happiness. We sit in order to suffer less. We behave like a rabbit going back into its hole in the earth in order to feel protected. We sit like a rabbit in our hole in order to not be disturbed. We want to leave the world behind. We do this because we suffer so much. We want some kind of rest, some kind of running away. But that is not the true purpose of meditation. Not of Buddhist meditation, not as described by the Buddha. And you can verify this for yourself. Go to the sources and to the living teachers who know the sources. Thich Nhat Hanh did not praise spiritual bypassing. Here, he's directly confronting it. So you could look up that term, spiritual bypassing, and help others understand what it means, and how it's basically the opposite of engaged Buddhism, and therefore is not appropriate in our group. Another part of spiritual bypassing, no-thinkingism, that's what I call it. I've seen so much of it that I gave it a name some years ago. He taught like the Buddha taught. Instead of just trying to never think, we try to think skillfully. Thich Nhat Hanh literally said, place an eye of awareness onto every thought, so that you know if you simply don't want to think. Okay, but that's not our way. That is not our teaching. That is not found among us. And those three statements come from old Buddhist texts, where the Buddha described how we can respond to those who misrepresent the Buddha. Which is what I'm talking about. Because spiritual bypassing loves to misrepresent the Buddha. They say all the Buddha didn't care about anything. He just hid from reality and he was so great. But no, those kind of comments only reveal the great ignorance. Read a book. Or, I'll read for you. Like this, he says, we have to use our intelligence and concentration to get insight. Now, yeah, deep Buddhist insight does dive beyond thinking. But no, we can't get there by just running away from every thought. We have to use our intelligence and concentration to get insight. This does involve what people mean when they say thinking. Intelligence grows as you think skillfully. Concentration is the ability that Buddhists develop on purpose to place attention on whatever you choose. This is samadhi. This is what we're practicing when we do breathing meditation, along with the cultivation of mindfulness and insight. They're always there, and it is partly involving thinking. So no, the Buddha did not teach no-thinkingism. And Thich Nhat Hanh did not misrepresent the Buddha. We have to use our intelligence and concentration. Like apply your attention to the problems, the mud, no lotus. Spiritual bypassing is the opposite. It says never think about or talk about what sucks. Spiritual bypassing is not appropriate here. It is a big part of the problem. This slide into this sick, ugly fascism. The bypassers, the active, proud haters.
No more.
So stop doing that and we'll be good. Thich Nhat Hanh pointed it out as a problem in this paragraph. We can't stop thinking. He's talking about how thinking just goes on and on. He says it is as if there's a recording always playing in our head, and that's the noise caused by the mental discourse that's always going on. And it can be unpleasant, so people want to stop it. TNH wrote that in order to stop that mental discourse, we are taught to focus and shut off everything else. To stop our thinking, we just dwell in concentration, and that is stillness. So he says we might sit there and enjoy our in-breath and out-breath. Enjoy our stillness. The non-presence of suffering. There is a time for that, but then like he says right here, that is not enough. Not enough for the bodhisattva who aims to end all other beings' suffering. TNH said that if we only practice like this, 3 years later, we may just leave our Sangha, our Buddha gang, our group of friends. So check it out. He said, "You won't be a sturdy friend if your only goal is to stop thinking. Because thinking hurts, yeah. It hurts because the reality you're thinking about sucks. Why does it suck? Bad karma from other beings, a lot of the time. Other things and beings do exist. We don't hate, but we can identify basic reality like, Maga beings are going the wrong way.